Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games. Josh has been on an incredible run here, now facing Michael in the finals of the ELD Legacy Open. Now, these were both undefeated at the end of Swiss, and they actually drew, which is a little bit of a tactical error. They could have actually played it out. Worked out perfectly for Josh as he ended up winning on tiebreaker, so he has the play here. Bit of tournament insight in that particular situation. Whoever lost was still going to be in the top 8. This instance, Michael finds himself on the draw, so it's going to be random chance here in the finals. He'd have the play or draw. He gets thought seized on the first turn, which could have been devastating if he had a hand that really needed, for example, a Lorien Revealed or a Ponder to get rolling. However, he's got a redundancy of cantrips. The thought seize not super effective there. Impacted the amount of cards that Michael has to work with, but didn't really change the quality very much. And now we have a Dark Ritual. Gets past this Force of Negation. And a Torok. Followed by a second Thoughtseize. You know, that's not how I would do that. I am not going to lie. I think you just jam all in on Torok with the kicker. Let me know how you would play that. That Wasteland could have paid for the colorless requirement and still have the double black to go ahead and kick it. Interesting. Now that Force of Will would have potentially been found off of the Brainstorm in response to the Torok. That kind of worked out better than the line that I'm advocating. In that particular instance, Michael would have drawn Force of Will. Well, he would have forced, and then you'd still get the Thoughtseize later, so he'd be down 3 cards. Towards the Plowshare is still in hand, however. That's one of the biggest problems for this deck. Now, Torok does have protection from white. A major upside versus any deck that has access to Swords to Plowshares. That card completely undoes all of your life loss for Death Shadow. On a black deck. Really showing can, in fact, play Legacy without dual lands. Maybe without any reserveless cards. I don't think he has. Oh, he's got Null Rod in his 75 for sure. I don't think he has any reserveless cards in his main deck. In fact, has many of the printings of these cards, like Reanimate. So we've got the old school Wastelands. Towards the Plowshares. Mark. Still have a Torok to deal with. Staff of the Storyteller. That's not going to do a ton here. Certainly can over time. Dark Typhoon, other staffs. Fourth Aerolingus. A bunch of ways of making tokens. Staff for perpetual card advantage. Grind out decks that you go back and forth with, and yeah, there you go. Fourth Aerolingus. Roll previously handled with swords after Reanimate, and these guys are red. Is pretty fortunate. That's going to line up quite well against Torok. Gonna want some creature removal. Maybe force a triple block and kill one of them. Just a 2/2 shadow right now. Agadeems. -3s pumps him up. But this is still a dangerous situation. I mean, your life total getting too low against a wide board can get out of hand very quickly. Like, honestly, getting past tokens with Death Shadow, not an easy thing. Swords to Plowshare is actually taking care of the Death Shadow. Narset, yeah, this feels over now. Narset on board, digging, finding extra cards. I mean, the Monarch is just piling on card advantage. Korok gets Force of Willed. That was pretty far gone. I mean, Josh throwing a last ditch effort out there. There's no time limits in the final, so you might as well fight for every game. It's not like you're gonna end up with a draw in a match because you wasted time in a losing effort. This is for all the marbles. This looks like it lines up very well for Michael. Staff of the Storyteller is a card that's going to be really tough to beat on the other side of the board. Unless you're able to punch through lethal in that opening that your discard creates, you're going to kind of see them recoup that card advantage. Starts things out. Takes a Brainstorm. Got a Reader. It's the new. I have that queued up. I don't think I do. I believe it makes a creature unblockable. Let me know in the comments. Thoughtseize, keeping the hand low, but this Death Shadow just a 3/3. Dark Typhoon. Is that a dress down? It is. That does not help the situation. It could make a Death Shadow a 13/13. Storm. Looking for some card quality here. Ponder, continue big. Mystic Sanctuary could certainly be helpful here. Some of this March. Oh no, it comes into play tapped. Brutal. Yeah, he's got that plateau in a basic plane, so he's actually really far off from Mystic Sanctuary doing what it's supposed to. Holding on to that token, looking to block Death Shadow, and it's doing more damage later on. More mana for a Grief. See a Staff. Dark Typhoon. Can't tell the top card. So he does take the Shark Typhoon. Looks like leaving another Shark Typhoon and a Staff in hand. A token, recharging the Staff. Gosh, definitely putting some pressure out there. Oh, and Humility. Absolute haymaker of a card here. That is going to be tough for most decks to beat. Humility is going to stop any type of battlefield presence, especially when combined with Staff of the Storyteller. All of the tokens, just as high a value as any of the cards. 1/1 tokens from Staff, going to trade with a Death Shadow or a Grief. That other Staff is going to come down. Pro white on Torok, no longer a thing. Looking very grim. Oh, and Prismatic Ending. Torok, not used to that type of treatment. Usually Pro white's going to keep him far from exile, but instead he is handled. Plague Engineer also usually great against a card like Staff of the Storyteller, but Humility, robbing him of its abilities. Oh, just brutal here. Looks like Michael's going to be able to control this and cross the finish line. See what actually wins the game with. At this point, it almost feels like Josh can't win. Question of how does Michael do it? And the fourth Erlingus goes ahead and just makes a single token. Oh no, he tapped out for 3. There we go. 3, he's got the Monarch. Oh, and he can bring back 4th if he wants, or just counter magic. Or Lorien revealed. I mean, take your pick. This is brutal. Michael closes it out. Humility making sure Josh has no way back into the game. Well, congrats to both players on a great tournament. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you for watching. For more magic from ELD's Time Vault games, be sure to subscribe and check out more videos just for you over here.